Hey everyone, welcome to the Doc Detox live Q&A. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and you know what? This is what we want to do. We want to answer all your questions because your questions matter. Understand something. You need to question authority, you need to question me, you need to question everything. There has never been a time in our life that is so important to question everything. Do not take anything at face value. I'm not talking about love for yourself and your family. I'm talking about anything new that they throw at you. Okay? All right? You got to be able to have your BS meter on. Okay? What's that? Dysfunctional beliefs. You got to know that. Okay? Don't try to think your way through, because understand something. You're not thinking for you. You're thinking for someone else, because we are everyone else being everything else. Because why do you think you went to school for 12 years? That was just long enough to program you into what? Into a mindless drone. That's right. Someone else is controlling your program. Somebody else is telling you how to fly, how to cry, and even how to die. Did you get that? I hope you're getting this. And I want to tell you how to live, not survive. I want to show you how to thrive. I want to show you how to have it all. You know, it's something where they tell us, oh, you can have it all. You can have it all. Really? I can have it all? Well, I'll tell you something right now. You're never going to have it all unless you become it all. Did you get that? You're never going to have it all unless you become it all. And you're not going to become all of it unless you totally love and honor and respect yourself and care for yourself first and foremost, so you can be a good example for your family and the rest of the world. That's how that works. It doesn't work any way else. No other way. No other way. So I make sure that I look after myself. I make sure I do this, because you'll always know when you're not looking after yourself, because you are moody. You're up and down and all around, and you're taking prescription drugs to help you with your depression, your anxiety, the shock, the trauma, the PTSD. Why don't you start telling yourself a different story? Did you ever notice something? Okay. You know, I don't want to be a survivor in the war. I want to be a thriver and let the war go. I don't want to be a battle with myself or battle with anybody else anymore. I only want to focus on what I want in my life and nothing else. And if I did that, well, I don't need to deal with this over here, okay? Don't talk about what you don't want. Don't talk about what you don't want to become, okay? Just do what you need to do to be a human being, not a human doing, okay? So I'm going to talk about a couple things, and then we'll get right into, okay, so if you weren't on this morning, you'll know that I'm doing, okay, every morning, I'm doing a one a day, and we're talking about the bowel, but we're talking more than that. So tomorrow when we do it, each and every day when we do it, we'll come on and we'll do our talk in the morning. We'll show you the different bowel problems and how the large intestine is the holy grail of everything, and how it creates the domino effect. It creates every disease that we have on a physical level. And you're going to bring your questions in, and I'm going to talk for 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm going to answer all the questions that come in on that live one a day in the morning. And we'll be usually doing that around what time? Probably 8:30, eh? 8:30 in the morning, Sean? Am I right? 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. So, we're going to do the bowel boogie for the next few days, okay? Until we get you to understand the holy grail of everything, which is your large intestine, okay? Which it just seems like nobody pays attention to them. When they do, they're actually attacking it. Go figure. Who made up that story? Okay, so let's move on. Everybody, join our weekly newsletter or go into my library. And yes, we'll take your email. We won't be using it to try to sell you products, but we need it. Because if I ever get taken down off of the main platforms, would you like to know what's going on? Would you like to know where I'm doing my lives, my trainings? Because I will tell you something right now. I mark my words that I will teach you more this year than you have learned about health and healing in your whole life. That is my goal, my purpose. And I might fail at it, but I'm going to give it one good kick at the can, because understand something. Together is the only way we can do this, is the only way we can win this. And that's it. Okay. So if you'd like to go to itioh.com, and just join our newsletter, and we'll be sending out newsletters. They're not going to be marketing pitches. They're going to be newsletters, okay? And what else do I want to say here? Also, join my Telegram, okay? Go to download Telegram to your phone or to the computer. Go to t.me/the Doc of Detox. Now, understand, what are you going to find there? Only the best information on what's truly going on in your world, okay? My world.
Link's right above your head.
The link's right above my head. Is it right above my head?
Yeah, the Telegram.
Okay, it's right above my head. There you go. It's right up here. There you go. What else? Okay. All right. So I'm going to answer the questions that I have from this morning, and I had some other ones. And if I get through those, then I'll take some lives. But I'm always making decisions on what I can answer, what I can't answer. You know, I could be here all day answering questions, and I'd love to be here all day with you. But the reality is that I usually do about 3 to 4 consults a day for patients. And I also have to review about 20 different other case histories that come in with my master consultants as well. So there's lots going on behind the scenes, let me tell you. Okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Mexico, May the 9th to May the 30th will be our New World Practitioner course. 22 days, 8 days of the Whole Life Coach, and then 11 days of the Wolfe Non-Surgical. I promise to make you into the practitioner you always wanted to be, because you truly are. I just have to uncover and help you discover the genius within you and the practitioner that's always been in you anyways, and that's the God's truth. All right, so let's begin the show. Judd, is it possible to start having a period again after menopause? Absolutely, especially if you especially if you went into menopause earlier than you should have, because once you start bringing up the vibration of your body, if you were to go and start cleansing and healing, your period may come back, okay? And understand something. Even though it's a pain in the butt every month, try shaving every day, all right? And then try using an Avicin, which increases your circulation by 67%, and then clapping your face every second day. I have to shave twice a day, and I'm not telling you I have a thick beard or nothing or something, but it's all about stimulation. It's all about circulation. So if you start looking after yourself, loving and caring for yourself, you bring your vibration up, then your period comes back, because it goes, oh, wait a minute. Judd is younger than we thought. So now she gets her period. But with the period, understand something. And don't you dare curse at you girls, because I'm telling you right now, why do you think you live longer? Why do you think you can take more pain? Why do you think that you recover from disease and illness faster? Because of the period. Every month you're getting rid of the worst toxins just in case you have a baby, because that baby needs loving in the oven, which would be a really healthy abdomen core, and it needs a healthy place. I mean, we don't want the baby in the middle of a sewer dump, do we? So that's why when you do get your period and you get cramping and you get blood clots and you get spasms and you get night sweats and you get fevers, it's because you're constipated. If you weren't constipated, and I don't mean that you don't go to the washroom, I mean that you've got stagnation of waste in your lower abdomen, and you've been pooping into your pelvis. So when the blood comes down for your period to get rid of the waste, the worst waste in your body, so you stay healthy, it says, whoa, too much toxins down here, too much infection, too much inflammation. Now we got cramp and spasms and inflammation. There you go. Now we got scar tissue formation. Now we got cysts on our ovaries. Now we got scar tissue in our fallopian tubes. Now we got bladder infections. Now we got fibroids. Now we got tumors. Oh, boom. Make sure you watch the One a Day tomorrow. It comes on around 8:30 in the morning. And we're going to be going in and taking a look at what's really going on, what real health is, what the foundation is, okay? So anyways, Judd, there's your answer. Jennifer, how can you reverse diabetes you were born with? Okay, now, first of all, I don't cure anything. The body only cures. So let's make that perfectly clear. And I don't say that because I've got Big Daddy watching me. I'm telling you this. I have never cured a person in my life. I can only cure myself. And I can't. And the reason why I can cure myself is because I change my personality to change my reality. I change the way I eat, think, drink, and live. And that's how we cure ourselves. Are you gonna change parts of your life? Because if you want different, you got to be different. Now, You can believe this or not believe this, and I am not telling you that it did cure. But I will tell you one thing. Take a look in my library. Well, first of all, for most people, they're never going to cure, okay, juvenile diabetes, which you've been born with. They will be able to reverse, okay, they will be able to reverse adult onset diabetes, right? Because that's something that you actually created yourself because you had too much sugar, too much flour, too much inflammation, alcohol, and you were also dramatizing your life so much that you created such an acidic situation and you beat the living crap out of your pancreas. So if you were born with it, and I will tell you that I have met very few people, but I have met people that have turned it around. Okay, I will tell you that go take a look at ionic calcium therapy in my library and go just watch that. And we have a show actually, ion calcium therapy and diabetes. Go watch it. But the reality is, you know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody's looking for the silver bullet. Everybody's looking for the cure because we're so programmed. Okay. All right. Oh, did you hear? There was this huge medical scientific breakthrough. Really? How many breakthroughs have you heard? How many cures have you heard in medical science? Are you like kidding me? All right. We don't even have a cure for the cold and the flu. Oh, wait a minute. I'm wrong. We do. It's COVID. Nobody's even had the cold or the flu in the last year. And guess what? Nobody even passes from this planet of old age anymore. They pass from that other thing. So there's your cure. I guess there is a cure. Boom. There are no cures. There's only one cure on how you honor, love, respect yourself on an emotional and physical level. And if you do that, even if you don't get rid of your diabetes, okay, if you had it since you were born or that shortly after, it's not going to affect you in the way that you're going to lose your eyesight or your limbs. And that's the God's truth. Everybody forgets about the foundational rules. Now we've just got rules for fools. That's all. Okay? We've been schooled. So if you want, Jennifer, you can give me a call. My extension is number 5, or just call my office. You will never, ever, 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 ever call my office and we'll go, yes, Dr. Wolfe, what is the cure? Or say to one of my people, they'll go, wait a minute here. Lifestyle is the only cure. And guess what? If your lifestyle changes, oh, wait a minute, then you do. Okay? And that's the bottom line. There are no cures, okay? It was never meant to be that way. It was meant for you to take total responsibility and honoring and loving yourself. And if you can't do that, then everything's just temporary anyways. Like all the love that you get from your wife, your husband, your children, the dog, and everybody else in the world. It's your job to totally love and honor yourself and fill up your own heart, or get torn apart on a physical and emotional level. So get it or don't get it. And the reality is we wouldn't be in this bloody mess and people wouldn't be able to run over us with a steamroller if we had self-respect, which means that we need self-love and self-care. And if we don't practice that, then guess what? They can make us eat, drink, or do anything, because we will only be able to pick those things at the level of love that we have for ourselves. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it because I've seen it tens of thousands of times with my patients, my clients, my family, you name it. It's universal law. Lauren, I'll be 37 in May. I've got a growth in my throat. Doctor says it's typical for a 40-year-old woman because of a dry throat. Well, a dry throat would mean that you are dehydrated. Would also mean that you also create terror for yourself, because when we get really dehydrated, think about the last time you felt anxiety, trauma, shock. You were thirsty as heck. And that's because you turned on histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, which totally is inflammable. So it created inflammation, which dehydrated your tissues. And that's what we do. We actually turn our connective tissue into scar tissue. Eventually, it goes into mutated cells if we keep it up. So you can hurt yourself on an emotional and physical level. So if you don't drink enough water, and I would suggest you look at structured water, it hydrates 1,000% more than any other water. Kangen, distilled, reverse osmosis, well, you can't even digest those. Remember, water is a food. So you got to hydrate yourself. And the other thing is that if you've been terrorizing yourself, then you've got lots of growths, okay? Because the psychological creates the physical. It's typical for a 40-year-old woman to start growing stuff. Wow. I can't believe the intelligence that comes out of people. But understand something. He is intelligent, isn't he? And you know what this doctor did? He went and looked at statistics. And the average 40-year-old woman is toxic. She's had bowel problems for all her life, didn't know it because she poops like everyone else. Okay, she's probably 10 to 30 pounds overweight, which is 10 to 30 pounds of inflammation and infection. Okay, and the reality is when you get growths on your throat, it's because you can't find your voice. And you'll always find that there is an emotional situation that is attributed to the physical situation every bloody time. And I do mean every bloody time because it's a bloody mess if you don't understand that psychological creates the physical. Boom. End of story. Okay? Well, end of that story. Okay, I feel it daily. It has grown, but I want it to go away. Well, if you want it to go away, then you've got to change your day. So here's the deal. We know that if we did an advanced water fast, which guess what? Anybody can do it. But oh my gosh, I just go without one meal and I have a headache and I get all moody and I beat up my family. Well, that would mean you're pretty toxic. So, but if we were to, it's all about strategy. But when you go on an advanced water fast, the body will eat itself. Ooh, isn't that cool? Yeah, it'll eat up fat cells. It'll eat up scar tissue. It'll eat up tumors. Okay. It'll eat up growths. Okay. It'll eat up polyps. Okay. It'll get rid of pimples. Okay. It'll help to get rid of moles that aren't any good. I mean, it goes in. Your body is totally intelligent, but we believe it's not intelligent at all. You know, it's like kind of funny. The body would work for a billion years, and then all of a sudden, okay, when the AMA came in, it forgot how to work. Wow, isn't that something? So the reality is it's all about programming. That's all it is. So if you got a dry throat, I would suggest you take a look at Immunity Essential Oil, start putting that on your throat. I would also look at what's called a Bioptron Full Spectrum Light. You'll see it in my website under EMF/energy. The other thing I would start doing if I were you is taking a look at your diet. Okay, I'd go take a look at the Perfect Day diet. You'll find it in my library. Look at the 4 pillars of the Perfect Day. Then read the Perfect Day guide and watch the video if you want. But the reality is, if you can grow something, you can ungrow it. But you're not going to do that if you don't have faith. Nobody has faith in themselves anymore. Look where we place our faith now. We place our faith in people who don't even know anything about health, and they're now our health gurus in this world. Holy smokes, what a mess. Okay. If you want to give me a call, Lauren, my extension's 5. I would suggest you get a Perfect Day consult, and I promise you, if you do what we ask you to do, your body will go in and dissolve this growth. Remember something, every growth is a storage tank. And how are we going to store the emotional conflict, Lauren, that you can't process properly? And how are we going to store the toxins that creates? And because guess what? There's women, Lauren, just like you, okay? All right? That eat the same as you, that do the same things, but they don't have growths on their throat. Why is that, Lauren? Because they don't have the same emotional programs in their subconscious. But what we got to do is we got to look in the subconscious and go, start observing ourselves. That's the ticket here. So we're going to work on an emotional and on a physical level. We're going to clean up our diet. We're going to clean up our mind and pull out the old weeds, the old dysfunctional programs. And don't say you don't have them, because actually, you may not know this, but 85% of the majority of the population's beliefs are toxic and life-threatening. Go figure. You don't believe me? Take a look at your family. I'll start there. But a Perfect Day consultation is $150. You get lifetime support from us. And if you think that we've we can't follow through with that, we'll give you your money back. No questions, because understand something. There is a genius inside all of us. You just need the right rule book. My God, if I gave somebody the wrong rules, or they said, hey, I want to get to New York, and then I gave them a map on how to get to San Diego, California. How's that work? Well, welcome to your world. This is the health manual that every mother has gotten for the last 3 centuries. Are you liking it? Yeah. Every mother's pulling her damn hair out and going crazy, going, I'm a failure. I can't even heal my children. I can't heal my husband. I can't look after myself. Yeah, because you got screwed on the other end. They gave you a book, a manual where, yeah, let's tell her this. And then right away, she's almost there and she's almost got it. And then let's twist it. Okay? And tell me that hasn't happened. All right? New and improved my butt, will you? Okay. All right. Okay, Kimberly, what about nearsightedness? I've been wearing glasses since age, can it be reversed? Okay, here's the deal. I need you to get this. Well, you don't have to. But guess who wore glasses since they were 12 years old? Me. Okay? Guess who wore, I got rid of my glasses by the time I was around 21. I got into more healthy things. And I also was taught that I didn't need glasses. Okay? Now, because of the people I hung around with. Ready for this? So then I was wearing, up until about 10 years ago, you know those cheapos you buy from the dollar store? Guess what? You'll never see me with a pair of glasses except my Teslas. Well, and that's only to protect me from the blue light and turn the blue light into healing light for my brain and eyes. Because if you wear Tesla, if you got an eye problem and you go on a computer or you go into a mall or you go on your phone or you watch TV, okay, all of this is blue light poisoning. And what it does, it burns your brain, and then your brain will create some type of eye disorder depending on your emotional beliefs and things of that nature. And that's the God's truth. But all of this can be reversed. You know, anything can be reversed if you're willing to love yourself enough. But the reality is this. Most people, I'll give them a protocol. Oh my gosh, let me see here. No, that's a little bit too much self-love, self-care. I haven't done that before, and that's way too selfish. That's way too selfish. Well, if you're not going to be selfish enough to know what your needs are to heal your body, then you're never going to get there anyway. So the biggest thing that you'll ever learn in your life is to totally unconditionally love yourself. That's the most important rule on planet Earth. And I don't care what you say. I really don't, because I already know that I can have somebody that came in and they've been given a life sentence, and if they can buy into that one thing, we turn the whole thing around. It doesn't matter how much money you spend. It doesn't matter how much you kick and scream. If you're not going to bring up your vibration, and the only way you can do it is with vitamin L, and it's a self-serve job. Okay? So, nearsightedness, I'd be looking at, here we go. I would be using like silver spray. That really helps with anybody who's got burning eyes, dry eyes, any type of eye condition. I'd also be using what's called Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes is the only clear fulvic on the planet that is in a nano form you can put in your eyes. And you can do this as often as you want. You're not going to hurt your eyes. The silver helps to disinfect any types of microbes and things of that nature. It'll bring relief right away. The fulvic helps to pick up heavy metals and the acidity and deliver nutrition actually into the eye tissue itself. The other thing you can do is get yourself on a Bioptron light if you want to take a look at that. The other thing that you need to know is liver. So if you can get into the colon cleansing of daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold, and then do the ultimate coffee enema to clean the liver out. Because anybody, you ever see when somebody does carrot juice and they go, oh, that helps the eyes. Well, no, carrot juice actually detoxifies the liver. So that's what helps the eyes. So anything that's going to support the liver, okay? And we don't have them on our site, but if you want to call into the office, they're called optical pyramids. If you want to get pinhole glasses, that helps to work your eyes too, believe it or not. But the pyramid glasses, they work better because they have a pyramid shape, and the way they deflect the light, it actually stimulates to work and exercise the eyes. So there are other things you can do. Remember something. Whatever the weakness is in your body is the weak link. So if you have an inflammatory diet, okay, then it's going to play on the weak link. If you take a look at your life right now, what is the part physically that is your handicap? Because that's going to take your life sooner, put you into the hospital or into the nursing home. And if you don't mind me saying this, but guess what? If you never want to go to the nursing home, then make sure that you pee really good and poo good. Did you ever notice that when you're starting to go downhill or you're starting to actually die is when you cannot poop well or pee well? So you take that to heart. Take that to heart. And nobody talks about this, do they? Do they? No. Anyways, there's a lot more you can do for the eyes. If you want, give us a call. Bethane, is collagen good for women over 50? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to even answer that because I haven't worked with collagen enough. I'm not a big collagen guy. Okay. All right. Okay. The things I do, I just believe that we can do things that are less expensive and more productive than collagen. And that's just my personal opinion. So I'm not putting collagen down anyone. Okay. You know what? I'm not. Diane, my forehead burns after temperature gun is used. Why? Well, because I have to tell you something. It's mainly psychological. Okay? And understand something. The psychological creates the physical. And understand this. There's millions of people getting the gun put to their forehead. And the reality is we have issues in our tissues. And that's the main issues that are in our tissues today are the issues we create. And I'm not trying to tell you it's good for you, but I'm going to tell you that your forehead's not burning. Okay? Let me tell you something. Our Creator said when you go down there, you were created to create. So whatever you focus on the most, you're going to get. Okay? There are people that destroy their relationships because they're unworthy or because they have beliefs in their mind that nobody else is thinking. There are people that destroy their health because of what they're thinking. There are people that heal themselves from incurable diseases because of what they're thinking. There are people that even in times of economic depression become millionaires because of what they're thinking. There are people that even when the economy is good, they will always have poverty because they have poverty thinking. Marilyn, have you heard of med beds? Yes, I have. I've heard of med beds, and they are expensive. They're about $100,000. And actually, I'm looking at a system that I believe is even more powerful than a med bed. And I've got some energy medicine things that I use already that I think are just as powerful. And it's the latest, greatest, and I'm not telling you it's not great, but it's very expensive. And long as it does what it's supposed to do. But I'm looking into another device that we are going to add to our arsenal that I believe is better than a med bed. Thank you. Jennifer, what causes floaters? Well, floaters are caused because you have mucus. You have too much toxins. And understand, if you've got floaters in your eyes, okay, then you've got mucus building up on the back of your eyes. And the mucus is caused because of what? Inflammation. We create mucus to try to protect the cell membrane. And we get excessive mucus, whether it's colitis, mucoidal colitis from the bowel, sinusitis, okay, or whether we get floaters in the eye, it's from inflammation. And the inflammation is caused from the infection. And the infection, the biggest part of the infection is a cork up your butt, and you jammed your colon. You didn't know it because you're pooping as good as everyone else that is poisoning and pooping into their pelvis, and you're backing up the waste onto your liver. So now your liver can't purify your blood like it should. So now if you are dumping waste into your bloodstream, okay, wherever there's going to be a physical block in the body, if you have weak eyes, if you have weak knees, weak hip, if your pancreas is weak, if you have poor circulation in your feet, it depends on where your weak links are. That's where the toxins are, because every physical block is like a dam, and it dams everything up. So wherever the circulation is the weakest is where the infection collects, where the inflammation rises, where mucus is created to try to protect the cell. So reduce the infection going into the body, and reduce the inflammatory foods going into the mouth, and reduce the inflammatory thoughts in your mind. Are you at peace? We are light energy electromagnetic beings, and spirit is 99.999999996 of us. And if you don't get that, then you'll never get anything. And understand something. When you start feeding the spirit, you will heal the body. And until you do that, that's called self-love, self-care. And it truly is. And understand, prayer's involved, yes. Meditation's involved. Walking into the forest, being quiet, connecting to your breath. This is all part of it. Finding peace, finding calm in the middle of chaos. Can you stay peaceful in the middle of chaos when your family's freaking out, when the world's freaking out? Can you stay away from the addictive trauma that everybody's addicted to because they're looking for the adrenaline rush? Can you do that? Linda, my husband was told he needs more injections in his eye as it is leaking. Do whatever you want, okay? I can only tell you this. I am not your doctor. I'm not prescribing. I'm not diagnosing. And I'm not saying that to protect myself. It's just I'm not going to do that. Okay? Remember something. Again, his eyes are the weak point. And understand, what are you going to do to make the eyes the strongest point of his body? So that's what you need to do. What's the protocol? Do you think it's injecting into the eyes? I don't. That wouldn't be for me. So, let's always use logic here. Okay, he already had 12 over 2 years and only has limited vision in one eye. My father has also lost a sight in one eye and was told he has a lot of scarring. Can anything be done? Well, of course. You know what? Everybody's looking for the miracle. You know what? And if you're going to go, and please don't get me wrong, medical science has created some miracles. I get that. But they say that it's all about the cure, but how many cures have they found for anything? The cure is you. It's you. And understand, every one of these people that are on here right now that are suffering like this have never taken massive personal action to heal. Seriously. The deeper the hole, the longer the ladder. When you're not well, just even a piece of bread is only a couple steps higher than sugar. When you're not well, every time you have a trauma moment, for somebody who is well, they could have 100. You just need one. And it's like having 100. If you don't want to find a peaceful environment inside and outside your body, healing will never happen. It'll be temporary, like the love you've had for yourself. I'm always going to suggest that people get like a perfect day consult. Everybody wants a Band-Aid. Hey, Dr. Wolfe, guess what? I've got this. And in 2 seconds, can you tell me how to... Really? It's a lifestyle thing. Okay? I want everybody to just think about this for a second. Just take a deep breath here. Take 3 of them. Just calm it down. And really think about this. Think about how much you rely on your family, the world, the dog, the cat, your wife, your husband, your children, to fill up your heart with love, to tell you how much you are to them. How much of your heart do you fill up? See, I have this rule. If you want to work with me, well, you can still work with me, but if you want to work with me and be successful, you've got to completely fill up your own heart, because if you don't, you'll play love ransom games with yourself, with your family. I can remember when I was younger, and even not younger like young, but, even all the way from just being very young. Well, when you're really, really young, you totally love yourself. By the time you start walking and talking, that gets beat out of you on an emotional level. And, the reality is then you find out that love is something that's broken most of the time. And that, you end up playing love ransom with your family. If you love me, I'll love you. Whereas the deal was, for me many years ago, it was, even if my family doesn't want to love me today, I'm going to totally love myself and shine the light on them. Because when I finally understood that their personality was not really them, that their personality was made up of beliefs they got from going to school for 12 years, and because their parents loved them the best they could, but their parents were as dysfunctional or even more dysfunctional than they are. So what we do is we pass on the family curse without knowing it. It is so easy today to be healthy and be sick because the majority is sick. It's so easy today to just go, oh, that's the way it is, because that's what people say. So majority rules, even if we're all a bunch of fools. And I'm not calling anybody a fool, but we've been fooled. Janice, I have cirrhosis of the liver and a large hiatal hernia. What would you suggest how to handle it? The cirrhosis is from having Hep C and not treating it for years. I've seen since being treated. I don't believe that. Okay? The virus comes because the scar tissue and the inflammation is in the liver. So anybody want to come on? Please, come on, challenge me that the virus caused it. No, let me tell you, the bug is not the problem. The bug gets made depending on the environment. Okay? Not everybody that ate or did what you did got Hep C. You get Hep C because the vibration is low enough in that tissue to say, Hep C, you're home, make yourself comfortable. No. Scar tissue is the issue. Inflammation is the issue. Okay? And if you change the terrain, then the Hep C can't live there. Okay, let me tell you something. I don't care if I had a manure pile in the middle of this room, and I went in and I picked out all the bad bacteria, I picked out all the worms, and I locked the room down. Nothing could get in. The next morning, I'll be in there trying to pick out the worms again because it's the environment. So you need to ask yourself two things. Is my internal environment healthy, and is my external environment healthy? Because it's the environment. Because understand something. Louis Pasteur, okay, all right, on his deathbed said, guess what? And he's the one who said that it was the bug, but it's not. The bug is nothing. The terrain is everything. And guess what? He's a fraud. Louis Pasteur was a fraud, and he was proven to be a fraud by many scientists, okay? So understand that. Did you know that they have not even isolated, okay? They've never isolated the AIDS virus. Did you know that they haven't isolated the C virus? Okay, prove it to me then. Come on my show and show me that they did. So right now they're just phantoms, aren't they? Oh yeah, there's certain symptoms that people get for certain situations, but show me that they isolated it. End of story. So Hep C and every other virus can only live in an environment that is suitable to it. I'm not worried about any virus, any bug, any worm. I'd have to vibrate a lot lower than this. If I vibrate this high, then I can't collect things that are living down here at the bottom. That's the reality. Mary, do you recommend a colon cleanse? Well, I recommend doing daily cleansing tea every morning, every night, okay, for the rest of your life. And now you've just looked after 85% of all the symptoms and diseases you're going to get. I didn't say that. The Royal Society of Medicine said that if you keep your colon healthy, you will alleviate a minimum of 85% of all disease. I didn't say it. Look it up. Royal Society of Medicine, Great Britain. And so I do recommend that. Yeah. And I also recommend a whole plant-based diet. I don't recommend being a vegetarian because a lot of vegetarians are unwell. I recommend a whole plant-based diet. So even if you want to have some animal protein, make it free range, make it organic. Hopefully the farmer loved the animals and treated them with respect. And understand, every time that you eat, it's not much to do. You thank that which is giving up its life to give you life. And that's called living in gratitude. And everything, we are attached to everything. Our vibration goes out to the world. Gibson, they want to do a biopsy on the lump on my neck. I'm just afraid it will just make things worse. I don't want to touch this stuff. I will never have anybody do a biopsy on me or any of my family members, and I have the right to say that. That's a personal issue. We're not talking about a professional issue here. And understand something, a lump on your neck might be just a jammed up lymph node most of the time. And if I had a bump on my neck, I would be using immunity essential oil on it. I would be doing clapping on it. Okay, I'd be doing skin brushing around it. Oh my gosh. And if it was a lymph node that's swollen, we know your bowels have been backed up for years, or else your lymph nodes wouldn't be backed up because your lymph dumps into your bowels. That's how your lymph cleanses. Jam up jelly tight, okay? And I would go to my website and go into my library and go into clapping yourself healthy guide. And I'd be learning how to clap myself. Because understand something, when you clap, you increase circulation. Increase circulation, there's no block. You cannot have a swelling, you cannot have pain, you cannot have suffering in the body unless there's a physical block, and that physical block has to be scar tissue crystallization or displaced calcium. End of story. Did you get that? I hope so. Because I prove it with a money-back guarantee every time we work on people. Every time people come here for their first treatment, we tell them that in our first treatment, when we work on you with Wolfe Non-Surgical, I don't care if you're already booked for surgery. All right? If you go to surgery, I'll give you your money back. Because what we have now forgotten is that tissue grows back, whether it's a hip, whether it's a spine, whether it's a knee, whether it's anywhere else in the body, it grows back. That's right. Oh, no. We've just given up on everything. We've given up on ourselves, given up on our life. Look at what we've done to our businesses. Come on. We need to really, really find our Braveheart roar. Okay? But the next thing, it's a lump. It's a bump. There's going to be lumps and there's going to be bumps. And those lumps and bumps can be taken care of. And understand something, my philosophy is totally different. I don't believe that cancer is a death sentence. I think it's a wake-up call. And it all depends on how you look at everything in life. If you look at things like a Braveheart warrior, not like a fool and pretend that it's not there, a Braveheart warrior taking it on, stepping into your power. Gina, should I do coffee enema regularly? Well, I would do an ultimate coffee enema because it's going to be a lot more productive when you kick in Tummy Love and Black Gold. Please go take a look at my 6-day advanced water fasting, which we're going to be kicking off the preparation of that on April the 1st. And then I'm going to be doing, I think it's April the 3rd, a Q&A for everybody. But you have 2 weeks prep from April the 1st till about the 14th, where I want you to try to do the perfect day diet and reduce your emotional and physical inflammation and infection. So when we get into the 6-day advanced water fast, whether you do 1 day or 6 day or more, that you'll be more prepared. Look at health is art. It's art. And your body is the masterpiece. Okay? All right, what was I saying here? Oh, coffee enema. So yeah, like there's people I'll say, do it for 10 days, do it for 20 days, do it for 30 days. And then once you know that you've really flushed out the liver good, then maybe once or twice a week. But it depends on where you are. Remember something. There'll be people that are continually toxic. One second. There'll be people that will be continually poisoning themselves on an emotional level. I'm unworthy. Nobody loves me. Or the guilt or the shame. What do you think that does to the physical body? It just twists it and warps everything. But what if you unconditionally let yourself off the hook and you no longer put yourself in sinner's syndrome or judgment jail, or you no longer thought that you were a failure? What if you just realized that everything in life we've got to repeat until we master it? What if you just realized that the people you think that still hate you or still are making you or hate you or upset with you, what if they're not? And it's just you believing it. And what if you had people in your family that were upset with you and always making you feel guilty? My God, get them out of your family. Get away from them. Get away from them. And that, I've done it. I've told my family, I love you, but I'm not doing this poison relationship. You want to make me feel guilty? You want to make me feel shame? Forget it. You know what? It's amazing how we even come down to this place. Okay, and we come down here as spirit beings. We're totally in love with ourselves. By the time we walk and talk, that gets emotionally kicked out of us. And then we start realizing that love hurts. Love hurts. And that we're not supposed to be selfish anymore and think about ourselves. We're supposed to think about everybody else until there's nothing left of ourselves. Well, there's a good example for your family. Bethane, I ordered products from you, and I'd like to know. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, people wanted to know this. Yes, we're going to be shipping internationally again. It's just that when that big C thing was going down heavy, other countries were throwing our products in the garbage and then making us pay customs on them that the person would have paid, and then they would send them back to us, and then we weren't even getting them back. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So everybody internationally, we are sending products international again. That should be all cleared up even maybe by today. I'm going to check on that. The other thing is just so everybody knows, we got 4 fulfillment houses throughout the United States. We got fulfillment houses in Canada. So, we're there, and you'll get your products easy enough and clear enough. And understand, we took down intercom because there was a lot of people asking questions. There was like 250 questions a day. If you have a health question, please call the office. Why not talk to a human being? You know what? I cannot stand calling and being put on hold or anything like that. I won't even deal with people or a business unless they want to personally talk to me and give me a guarantee about what they're going to do and how I'm going to do it. You know, when you type someone a health question, hi, I have a tumor. Good. Where is it? Oh, it's here. How long have you had it? Oh, 2 years. Okay. All right. What have you done for it? You see how they're going back and forth? You know what? You cannot go digital with human beings. We need to speak to each other. We need to hug each other. We need to love each other. We need to be with each other. We need to create relationships. And that's the only thing I'm going to do. And that's why I got rid of intercom. There's no relationship on there. You know, I would rather deal with 100 people and give them the perfect day that they could learn to live for the perfect life instead of dealing with 10,000. Oh yeah, sure. I get it. We can make a lot more money, sell a lot more product, and then have a lot of people failing. Or we can deal with less people, okay, and make sure that they take it to the home plate. A home run. Okay. Bethany and I ordered products from you, and I'd like to know if we can use all of them together, or are they best used alone that day? I want to make sure I'm getting the full benefits. Okay, I already said it, Bethany. Guess what? Call us. Call us. We'll walk through them with you. And then guess what? Oh my God, I feel a little hiccup. I hit a little bump in the road. Call us again. Oh my gosh, I don't want to call them again. They're going to think I'm stupid. Yeah, that's what you're meant to think, that you're stupid. You're not stupid. Understand something. You're stupid when you don't ask questions. And if you got to call us 3 or even 5 times today, we're busy anyway. Might as well be busy with you getting what you need so that you can take this thing home. You know what? Here's the thing. You're not stupid. They said, here, I'm going to teach you about the language of health. And then they didn't. They taught you gibberish health. And now what we want to do is we want to unravel that. You're not stupid. You can call us as often as you want. No one's ever going to get mad. Hi, this is Jennifer. This is the 5th time I called. It's okay, Jennifer. We got this. It may take 6 times today, Jennifer, but as soon as you feel comfortable and you have faith in your own healing again, sweetheart, you're on a roll. We need to unleash and discover that true genius inside of you, and it's inside of everyone. It's just having faith and then understanding that, because you have been programmed that if you have a little symptom, like a little swelling, a little bit of inflammation, a little pain, a little indigestion, okay, something happens a little bit, it's like, oh my God, don't want to do that again. You have to understand something. You got to find your way back home, sweetheart. and there's going to be some symptoms, and you can count on us. You can count on us. Just call us. And if you go to the Perfect Day Guide, we do give general things on how to do the products. But if you want to be specific, then you're going to have to pick up the phone and you're going to have to go like this. And if you ever call me, my extension is 5, do not do this. Dr. Wolfe, I just want to ask you a really quick question. Don't do that. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. My name is Jennifer, and I'm the goddess of everything, and you work for me. I got it. I got it, Jennifer. And I'm not kidding. Speak slow, and let's answer all your questions, and let's give you some peace. Let's give you the opportunity to heal. Olive, I've had my father and brother die from colon cancer. Also, but it's not genetic. Understand something. My mother died of lung cancer, and I used to smoke a lot when I was younger, and I always knew I was going to die of lung cancer. My father died of leukemia, but believe it or not, you can take it or believe it. He came to me, and it took us about 3.5 weeks before they couldn't find the leukemia the first time. Second time, it took us 3 months to get rid of it. Third time, he didn't make it to me. Okay? So the reality is, if you don't want to change your personality, you're not going to change your reality. My father kept going back to the same things. I'm not going to die of leukemia, and I'm not going to die of lung cancer either. Thank you very much. So, it's just like Angelina Jolie. She went and got her breasts cut off because there was this genetic thing that, boy, did she get sucker punched. Also, my sister-in-law had colon cancer. Yeah, okay. So we know that your family doesn't poop right and they don't eat right. There you go. That's like everybody else. And understand something. Colon cancer is the fastest growing cancer in North America right now. Isn't that something? A couple of us have colon polyps. Well, you know what that is? That is a wart in your large intestine, and the only way you can have it, okay, so do you know where you go to find mushrooms, especially magic mushrooms? In a cow pasture where there's poop. And when the poop just sits there and it rots, mushrooms grow. And guess what? Now you got mushrooms growing in your colon. And that's because of circulation and too much putrefaction. That's where polyps come from. Polyps for years now, including me. Well, there you go. A constipated family on an emotional level. Your family doesn't like to let go of things. Get it? I hope you do on an emotional level. And understand something. It's not genetic. It's epigenetic. You've got the same traits and programs. I don't want to be like my mother. I don't like my mother. Well, you are like your mother. You're going to be like your mother. You're going to be like your father. They raised you. Jeez. And you're going to be like them. And what you want to do is get rid of the dysfunctional beliefs that they have and keep the good ones they gave you. They love you the best they could. But if you don't want to go in there and do some gardening in that mind of yours, it's a landmine. And the landmine is going to create a landmine in your bowel. So now you're growing warts. How's that feel? And those same warts, if you were to actually do daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold, get and do the perfect day diet, and then maybe look at doing the advanced water fasting with us on April the 1st, those polyps would be gone within a few weeks. Did you hear what I said? Or you can have somebody go in and chop them, then they'll bleed, and then the poop particles will get into the open wound, and God knows where we're going from there. I've had polyps removed since I was 45, and they'll keep coming back until your personality changes. Your reality won't change, so the terrain won't change. And I already told you that she had the hepatitis virus in her liver, and that it came after the scar tissue inflammation and infection. And the liver is known to hold on to what? What does it hold on to? What do you think it holds on? You don't know? Hate and anger. That's the liver. Gotta love it, eh? And it could be hate for yourself. It could be hate for something a long time ago. Just hate enough. I hate this. I hate asparagus. I hate when he does that. I hate when she does that. I hate my life. I hate you. Okay, fine. Because guess what? Negative emotions get stored places. And positive emotions don't need to get stored because they go with the flow. And that's the way it is. We are electromagnetic light energy beings, and everything's about frequency. How's your frequency? Where's your vibration? Okay, my mother and father didn't go to doctors very often and lived till their 80s. Yep. And guess what? And that's because they didn't have EMF. That's because they didn't have all the chemicals in the poisons, in the water, in the food, in the air, and they definitely didn't have these billionaire babies telling everybody that they're going to become robots. Okay, great. My problem started after pneumonia and antibiotics. I totally agree. But pneumonia is where you are suppressing your emotions. Yes, and it's also you were constipated way before then. I don't care how old you were, okay? Because you feel from the bottom up. Pneumonia is a lung problem. Why can't you breathe? Well, when you're fearful, you can't take a deep breath. You're hiding under the bush from the tiger. Even if the tiger's a paper tiger with no teeth, it doesn't matter. Whatever you believe, your brain believes. So if you believe you're being terrorized, okay, then guess what? It doesn't matter if it's real or unreal. Your brain still thinks it's real. Okay? Antibiotics, well, we know what they do. They're like atomic bombs. They go in and try to get rid of the bad bacteria, getting rid of good bacteria and mutating a lot of your bacteria. And it takes a while for them to come back. And it's only mommy's bacteria that we care about. Mommy's bacteria is everything. Had pneumonia twice. Once when about 40 and again 30 years ago. So oh my gosh, there's lots of questions here. Tell Tara no more questions. How did they sneak in here? At the beginning, what did I say? No questions until I got these done. Right. Tell Tara she's fired. Get her stuff, clear her desk out. She's out of here. Okay. Now, let me see. Had my COVID, was identical to COVID. Well, okay. All right. Like I said earlier, thank God for COVID. There's no colds or flus, and nobody dies of old age anymore. Thank God. As in hospital twice, and had my lung drained, then a year later had lung infection. Okay, so we know that her bowel's a mess. We know she's backed up on her lymph and still coughing once in a while. But after pneumonia, I coughed for 6 months. Yeah, because your lungs were so weak, and weak for 6 to 8 months. There you go. There you go. Okay, so now let me just say this. What if she were to get a perfect day consultation? What if she were to start learning how to do clapping on her lungs and her heart area? What if she were to do daily cleansing tea for the rest of her life, morning and night, tummy love, black gold, and she actually did 2 blender drinks with berries a day and 1 large salad at least, and she drank 3 quarts of structured water, and it was hot so that it would go in there and clean out the guck? What if she did intermittent fasting until 11 or 12 o'clock, and then every time I did a 6-day advanced water fast, she came on, so that in that 6 days, her body would go in, because less is more, and her body would go in and eat up everything that shouldn't be in there, and we totally renewed, because when you do a 6-day advanced water fast, you release more stem cells than getting stem cell therapy, and your body goes into autophagy, which means it eats up everything that could eat you up. That's right. And you want to know something? Beliefs are alive. They're entities. And when you feed a belief that's based on love, you heal. And people feel it. And they feel your vibration and your light. And when you have a belief that is based on shame, guilt, hate, anger, depression, you name it, okay, conflict, shock, trauma, okay, and when you have that, you feed that belief, it grows bigger and bigger until someday it eats you. Got it. Sheena, I really, really want to do the course in Playa del Carmen. How many openings are still available? So right now we are 3/4 full, okay? For Playa del Carmen, the course starts on May the 9th. The 9th is we're doing a celebration ceremony with a cacao ceremony, and where we get to meet everybody. We're going to go, and everybody, just if you've never joined us before, this is amazing. We're going to be going to Playa del Carmen. We're in the jungle. The property we're on is a private property. They've got thousands of cenotes underground, but they've got lots of cenotes above the ground. We have a swimming pool that's actually a cenote. The water's nice and warm. And it's a big 6,000 square foot building that is built like into the jungle. Oh, yeah, it's so cool. And then there's all kinds of trails where statues throughout the jungle. And what we're going to be doing is picking you up at 8:30 in the morning. It's called Fit and Green. It's an organic restaurant where you can get your juices, your salads, or you can get your healthy bowls. And then we're going to drive you 15 minutes, 20 minutes to the jungle. We're going to teach, and then we're going to take you back to there if you want to go have supper. And then we've got all kinds of Airbnbs around the area and a few other hotels. And It's only a 5-minute walk to the beach, and it's only about a 3-minute walk to downtown where you can go shopping. Hey, come on. The adventure of a lifetime. And I guarantee you, I don't care if you've been a practitioner for 40 years, I guarantee you I'm going to knock your socks off. If you want to build your business and become more successful, or if you say, I just want to come and take the whole life coach for 8 days so I know how to master my mind so I can help my family so that we all don't jump off the cliff, come and do it. If you want to learn how to do proper emotional, nutritional consultations, come and take my 8-day course, and then we take a day break, and then we do our 11-day Wolfe Non-Surgical, which I will put up against anybody's body work. That is the most powerful body work in the world, because all of my therapists, even when they go through the first time through that course, they give a money-back guarantee like us. So there you go. Put your money where your mouth is, and understand, if you know how to get the calcium back into the bones, turn the scar tissue, whether it's a fibroid or scar tissue from arthritis or from surgery, back into connective tissue, and you know how to melt the crystallization in the body, we win. That's it. So check it out at itioh.com. And if you want, you can call me directly at extension 5. And if you're scared of me, then call one of my other people at 855-900-4544, and you'll get them. And then, but just know, never be scared of me. Never look up to me. Look at me. We're equals, and just say hello, and that's it. Let's get this thing started. Okay, Michael, I sure enjoy your truth about the colon. You're 100% accurate. I have been told that I had 3 to 6 months to live 12 years ago. That's good. It's a good thing you can't tell the time, Michael. That's all I can say. Lynn, if V affects the gut, why are people taking the V, which is irreversible? Because people are programmed to dishonor themselves. People are programmed to honor the billionaire babies. I'm done. Sachin, I've always known that medications, especially ones they think you need to rely on, which is what they have been normalizing. I just read what I get given. Okay, I've had all the things you've spoken of: endometriosis, ovarian cysts, bladder infections, eczema, psoriasis, etc. I cured most of it. Well, no, unless you've gone in and you've restored your bowel and you put a guard dog on your mouth, the things you talk about, and on your mind, the things you think about, and the things you eat and drink, it's always going to come back. You got to change your personality to change your reality. End of story. But the large intestine created all those things you just said, because eczema and psoriasis are a fungal problem, and eczema is the little brother to the big brother, psoriasis. They're both the same condition. One's just worse than the other. And that's the fungus problem that was created in the large intestine from eating non-organic foods like milk, cheese, yogurt, meats, that have antibiotics in them, because you're taking antibiotics every day if you eat animal products and they're not organically fed and treated. Okay? And, or you've done antibiotics and then you turned the yeast into fungus in your large intestine, which caused holes drilled through your large intestine, and now you got fungus throughout your body. And now your body's so full of fungus that it's seeping out through your skin. Go figure. Okay. Appreciate your teachings more than you realize. Thank you so much for this education session. Thank you for stating actual facts. Even if people get grossed out, we need to know this. Okay, understand something. When I talk and you get grossed out or you get turned off by me, you've been programmed to do that. If I can't tell you the truth in the most loving way but powerful way, then we know that you're programmed. I have no intention except to help you love yourself, heal yourself, and care for yourself so you can do it for your family. That's it. Much love to you and your work. Thank you, dear. Deborah, I had gallbladder removal after I had my daughter 25 years ago. Scar tissue, I'm sure. You've got tons of scar tissue. You can never have a surgery without coming and seeing a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist. I don't care if it was a appendicitis or a gallbladder problem, cesarean. If you don't come and get Wolfe Non-Surgical after you healed, there will be 2-3-inch roots wrapping around your ovaries, your bladder, or wrapping your intestines with adhesions, and you won't be able to poop properly, and it might even be painful making love. Go figure. Okay, you got to get rid of the scar tissue issue, and we can do it. Bill, oh man, there are times I don't poop for 2 or 3 days. Bill, you've already got an inflamed prostate, and you could end up with it. You know, if it gets really bad, what it's called, I'm not going to say it, but just understand this. In the last 5 years, prostate cancer has gone up 40%, and they say that it'll go up 400% by the year 2030. And that's because men are rotting out. Their pelvis is rotting out because they got root rot, because their large intestine, because they have no guard dog on here, and they drink too much beer, they overeat, okay, and they fart too much, and it's way too stinky. Okay, there you go. Chris, I need help fasting, please. April the 1st, I'll be on there for 2 hours. Going to do a prep and give you all the basic guidelines of fasting. You've got 2 weeks to do your research, 2 weeks to bring down the infection, the inflammation load, to get ready for the 6-day fast. If you want to sit on the sidelines, Chris, do it. But no, we're here to help. And I will be on there for 5 days, live answering all questions. Okay? We got this. Okay? I did a doc demo where what was her name? I forget her name now. And she lost 40 pounds. She did a 6-day. She did a 6-day the first time. Second time she did a 10-day, and the other time she did a 26-day. So when she first did it, she was scared. And then guess what? That's all. It always is like that. You know, when something new comes along, even if it could save your life, your subconscious says, don't do that. Oh my God, I've never seen that before. You know, what do people always say? Okay, I can't stand change. Oh, really? Wow, did you pick the wrong planet? Okay. Deborah, after antibiotics, I ended up with severe burning of my stomach lining. Yeah. And guess what? It wasn't your stomach lining. It was actually your large intestine. You wiped out the good bacteria, because it's like an atomic bomb, love. It's like chemo, okay? So you don't take antibiotics unless it's a life-threatening situation or you're going to create one, okay? So understand that. You know, my God, is it your body or is it everybody else's? That's what I want to say to you right now. Okay, so the burning was actually coming from your large intestine, but when you go and do the antibiotics, that turns the good bacteria into bad bacteria. They become endobacterium. They give off a gas. That goes up, and then that burns the lining of your small intestine, and it actually will come up that gas and create heartburn, okay, and it'll irritate your stomach. There you go. Gastro doctor said I have colitis. Well, colitis means inflammation of the colon, and you'll have inflammation of the colon because you wiped out your defense system called your bacteria. Your bacteria is 85% of your immune system. It's called the second brain, should be called the first brain. You've got 500 trillion bacteria in your body. You only have 50 trillion cells. So go figure, right? Anyways, you can reverse all this, and you can. If you do the perfect day consult, we'll reverse it. If not, we'll give you your money back. What do you want, eh? You pay $150. My gosh, that's only maybe 1.5 bottles of something. You might as well just have a perfect day and then start. Okay, so if I did this perfect day, what would that do? Well, it would change your life. And it doesn't mean you have to do it all today. Let's go step by step, baby steps. But let's start. Let's get going. Let's take our life back. Heather, so having a bariatric surgery, which is, everyone, a surgery that causes weight loss by restricting the amount of food that's in your stomach. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Isn't a good idea. I'm booked for it. Okay, so here's the reality, okay? Think about it. If she was on the perfect day diet, if she stopped talking bad about herself, anybody that's getting that surgery, you know what? She already thinks that she's unworthy. She already thinks that she's not lovable. She already thinks she's not pretty. Okay? The reality is you can cut out your stomach, but did you cut out the belief that caused the problem in the first place? And she's so going to regret this. She's going to, I've never met anybody that didn't. And then guess what? They have tons of scar tissue in the core, which is their abdomen. And then years later, we're going in there and we're trying to get rid of this big knot. You think I'm kidding? I just worked on a lady 2 weeks ago, okay, who had that surgery, and she couldn't digest anything. She had pain all the time. She had indigestion all the time, heartburn all the time. She had a pain in the back where her lungs are. And as soon as we went in there and got rid of the scar tissue, Boom, relief. But she needed to do that 3 times because it was like a baby fist that was sitting in there from the surgery. Because when you get surgery, you get more scar tissue than any other thing you can do. And scar tissue is the issue. It just creates more scar tissue. And scar tissue cuts down circulation. And circulation causes inflammation. And inflammation goes to mutation if you live long enough. Scarlett, hello, doctor. My sister is starting to have blood clots in her lower leg. Well, she's so constipated and jammed up in her pelvis. It's unbelievable, because if I had a river going by my house and I just kept throwing garbage in, and so did everybody else, guess what? That's the same thing as the blood clots. So she's not eating right. She's not thinking right. She's not drinking right. Her bowels are jammed up. She's been dumping infection into her pelvis for so long. That's all. She can change all this if she wants. She is 77 years old. It doesn't matter. I don't care if she's 78, 98. Doesn't matter. She can change it. Good bill of health up until now. No, she didn't have a good bill of health. She had all kinds of symptoms. No. She didn't have a good bill of health. And she had a good bill of health because we're not taught body talk. We're not taught that this means this means this, and that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach you that your body loves you, and that's why you have a GPS called pain. And if you want to ignore pain, that's like ignoring your wife. You're going to get divorced. Well, you're going to get diseased when it comes to your body. Okay? Doctors say they don't have a clue. Oh, either do I. But she's been pooing in her pelvis forever. Okay? Doctors say they don't have a clue why she got this massive clot in her leg. And you know what? It will dissolve. Okay? But if she has a massive clot in her leg, she's got other clots starting everywhere else. All they can recommend was stop being active. Oh, yeah. Just sit there. Don't move. Don't get your circulation going. Oh, no, don't do that. Okay. Hot compresses. Well, that could be helpful. Yeah, but there's so much you could do. 6 months, strong blood thinner. Okay, so the reality is, does she have a blood clot because she didn't take blood thinners? I'll leave that with you. I told her to take liquid cayenne pepper daily. Dr. Schultz, what do you say, doctor? Thank you. I say she should get a perfect day consultation, and it should be her asking the questions. Some people have given up already on life. And you ever find that you can't sell health to someone? You can't do it. The only way you can sell health to someone is to have a healthy lifestyle yourself, and they go, I want what you got. But they don't want what you got, not if you're trying to tell them to do it and you're not even doing it. Okay? That's what most people do. Oh, you shouldn't eat like that. But then, as soon as somebody turns their back, I'll have some of that. Deborah, do you have a section on nutrition? Yeah, it's called The Perfect Day. Perfect Day 4 Pillars. That'll give you an overview on nutrition, diet, okay, supplementation, and exercise. Or you can go into The Perfect Day and read the whole manual. And that's in my library at Doc of Detox. Yeah, and you should also watch the How to Become Number 1 at the Art of Number 2. It's also in my library. Oh, and just so everybody knows, 4 weeks from now, my master classes will not be free. Okay? We're changing the whole structure. So if you ever wanted to do them and go through them, you might want to do it now. Gazel, and I have 4 master classes. Emotional, A to Z. I have Braveheart Emotional. I have A to Z. I have How to Become Number 1 at the Art of Number 2, and Clapping for Health. I have a problem with chewing my food properly. Really? Okay. I don't know what to say about that, except that you should calm down. And while you're eating, bless the food, bless the farmer, and bless the food for giving up its life. Unless you're eating synthetic meat from Bill Gates, because that's what he wants the world to eat right now. Kimberly, please discuss ileocecal valve dysfunction in your lecture. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Can you remind me?
Ileocecal valve dysfunction.
That's right. I'll talk about it. I did talk about it a little bit today, but I'll go into it a little bit more if you want. I'll even show you a trick on how to reverse it. You can do it yourself. Olga, could you speak about cellulite? Cellulite are just cells that are holding inflammation and infection on an emotional and physical level. Did you get that? Fat pockets, same thing. On the sides of hips, etc. Well, you know what? Here's the deal. Okay, we're going to go on a trip, the whole family, right? We can't get that in the trunk. Okay? Okay, we can't put that in the car. Okay, let's put it on top of the roof. Well, there it is. Okay, so you've got all this extra inflammation and toxins. So now we're going to get what? We're going to get what? Okay, we're going to get love handles, and we're going to get a spare tire. And the reason why is that infection and inflammation came from mainly your large intestine. So get that. I don't know how often I have to tell you to get on the daily cleansing tea and do it every morning, every night for the rest of your life. And then just do it for a month or two, and then come on my show and tell me whether or not we just sold you down the river or we just had you do the most important thing. Now, so understand, this is how it works, okay? Fat cells hold inflammation and infection. Cellulite holds more inflammation and more toxic, okay? More toxins than fat cells. Ready? Scar tissue holds more toxins, more inflammation, and more heavy metals than cellulite. Okay? Fibroids hold more than the scar tissue. Tumors hold more than the fibroid. Boom. Okay, let's take a look at it that way. Does the dysfunction of the ileocecal valve cause lumps and painful areas on the sides of one's thighs? No, it's your bowel. You're leaking waste from the bowel, and the tight junctions of the cells that were supposed to be tight and only allow nutrients to go through and water are now letting poo particles go through, and now you need saddlebags. Saddlebags on the side and one out the front. And the reason why you can see them out, because they got to be far enough away from the organs so that it doesn't cause a critical problem. Toxins need to be far from the organs, so they've got to be hanging out of the body. It's just a storage shed until you wake up to the fact that inflammation and infection need somewhere to go. Debbie, my lung tumor is gone, but my poison is still here. Get on a perfect day consult and get yourself a coach and a guide. I mean, everybody, you know what? If you don't understand the language of love, self-care, then get a guide and a coach that'll do it. Hold somebody responsible for that. Cherry, what do you do to balance blood pressure? Get the cork out of your butt first. Okay? Blood pressure is not a disease. It's where your heart, it has to pump harder because you need to get so much circulation, oxygen, and nutrition to things so that you don't mutate or go into a critical autoimmune disease. But the reality is the more physical blocks that you have, whether it's displaced calcium, scar tissue, crystallization, or a twisted intestine, or you've had surgery and surgery leaves so much scar tissue there, creates a physical block, your blood has to come up against that. And that's the pressure you feel. You will not feel pain or pressure or swelling or have inflammation if there's no block. I mean, great circulation is great circulation. And you'll know you have it because you'll have abundant energy. You'll have very quick healing time, okay? And understand something. Just so there's a new masterclass I'm working on and a new guide I'm writing. And it'll be ready in 4 to 6 weeks. And it's called The Emotional Intelligence of Disease and Cancer. And it'll explain to you without a shadow of a doubt that everything physical was caused by the psychological, and that conflict and trauma and shock, is creating all of this. So don't keep it together. Don't connect to your breath. Don't go 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I love myself. This is a kiss. This is a hug, right? I'm going to hug myself well. I'm going to kiss myself often. This is a snap to snap me back into the present moment so I'm not in fear land going forward or guilt land going backwards. It doesn't do you any good. And any religion or any philosophy that teaches guilt, shame on you. Okay? Any government agency that teaches guilt, shame on you. Guilt does nothing except choke us. Jeanette, I had an acoustic neuroma removed 2 years ago, and I don't know what she is. I don't even know what the word is. Anyways, Jeanette, give me a call. I'm not sure what that is. We'll move on. Chell, Chell. 3 myomectomies, tumors keep coming back. Okay, I can promise you that if you get on the perfect day diet, you cleanse your colon, you cleanse your liver, guess what's going to happen? No more myomectomies, no more tumors. Because guess what? Okay, you've got to be toxic to grow these things. You know, you have an abnormal lifestyle. It's not normal to the body. You know, you need to have a tumor to store all of the poisons. If you didn't have these tumors, you'd be dead already. Okay? And a myomectomy is where you have a tumor, okay, on the uterus, everyone. Okay? So just know this. The pelvis, which is right here, is a soup bowl. And she has filled her soup bowl up with poop particles, bad bacteria, and infection from her large intestine. If we were to do a live demo with her, you would find out that she's had bowel problems since she was a child. And understand this. We are programmed to ignore the colon. Oh my God, if we could just be logical, can we just be logical, everyone? If we were logical, we wouldn't have to have the new normal. Oh God. Anyways, sometimes, you know what? It's just not worth opening my mouth because the majority rules, and they do. But the reality is I don't live like the majority, and I never will. Okay? I'm not buying into any of this. Thank you very much. And I don't have to. I'm the guy that's happy all day. I'm the guy that had 3 weeks ago, somebody tried to destroy my business, right? And really tried to tear my business up every way they could. And I just stayed connected to my breath. I didn't lose it. Did I lose it, Sean?
Nope.
Or did we strategize?
We strategized.
And did we become stronger?
Yes, we did.
That's right. Welcome to planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure for the whole family that are awake. Okay, Kathy, my brother has lung cancer and had a heart attack. They saw there is nothing they can do for him and told him to get his affairs in order. He has lost hope, and I try to look positive and pray for a miracle. So before anybody jumps off a cliff here, Kathy, have your brother pay $150. Remember something, we're not promising him a cure. We're going to promise him that if he starts loving and caring for himself, he's going to pull his butt out of the fire. And if your brother doesn't think that we met and went further than the $150, he can have his money back. The reality is, Kathy, that if people don't even want to opt and spend $150 and understand God loves everyone. But the reality is people aren't bad, but their beliefs are. And the reality is if he's only worth $1.95, which is only $1, it doesn't matter. We could talk to him till he's blue in the face, and he'll say, it's not about the money. I just don't believe. I don't believe. But the reality is, and it's not really about the money. It's about the value. If you've had no value, if you don't think that you're a beautiful human being, that you're amazing, that you were created by God Almighty and you should be cherished and you need to cherish yourself, then you don't have any value. End of story. Okay? End of story. We're not out to cure diseases. We're out to show you that you need to love and totally care for yourself. And guess what? All these diseases, they're just names to tell you where the block is in the body. That's it. Okay? Kelly, how can we get rid of the belief, I have a tumor over 10 years. Where do I start? Where do you start? Well, I would tell anybody that if they had a tumor for 10 years, they need to come and take my whole life coach certification in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and get on a plane and come there and have the adventure of a lifetime. Because in 8 days, I'm going to show you that you created the tumor. And wouldn't it be great to know how you created it? Because then you can uncreate it. And understand there's a belief that you're not willing to look at, sweetheart. And it's not because you're not willing. It's because you don't know where it is. It's deep in your subconscious. The reality is that, guess what? Love is not the answer. Love is an ingredient. It's what you do with it. Pam, if I can't afford the Megagen, that Megagen is the cheapest of all the calcium. That's not expensive. Merigen is the most expensive because it's the most powerful. What do you suggest as an alternative in order to get the calcium back in the body? There's only one product that can do that. And understand, everybody, there isn't another product because it has to be an ion product, and there's only one ion. You know, when somebody says, oh, I sell ionic calcium, that's not calcium ions. Calcium ions are invisible. Calcium ions turn on over 100,000 different chemical and hormonal processes in the body. You need to get this. There is only one product, okay, and that's called calcium ion therapy. It's the only one in the world. That's why FDA won't let us sell it right on our website. You got to call in for it, but there's absolutely no harmful side effects with this at all. And if you go into my library and you click on Calcium Ion Therapy Guide, go watch the videos, part 1 and 2 of cancer, diabetes 1, heart disease 1, Alzheimer's 1, arthritis 1. We've got over 12 videos there. We've got science. We've got hundreds of thousands of testimonials from all over the world. There's only one product in the world that does this. That's all I can say. And I haven't been able to find another. And I should have, with all the years of carrying this product, because somebody else should have came and said, hey, we got it, but they don't. All right. Wednesday, March 10th, Urban Farmer Live with Curtis Stone. This guy's amazing. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't miss it. I'll be on at 8:30 to do the bowel boogie with you. Okay? All right? Okay? And then I will be on with him at 10 a.m. We're going to talk about urban farming. We're going to talk about things that matter. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about getting into the soil, how to have really great gardens, why we need a great garden so that we have a great garden in our tummy called our large intestine. We're going to talk about good bacteria. We're going to talk about where the world is going. I love this guy. Okay? I do. He's amazing. He's amazing. And you know what? Do you know what his website is? If you go on the Urban Farmer, right?
Let's have a look.
Hold on a second. He's going to find it while I keep yakking. Okay? But you want to go check him out on his website, but he'll be here tomorrow. And he truly is an amazing man. Okay? That's not him, I don't think.
No, that's not him.
Yeah. Kelowna, Urban Farmer. Okay? Curtis Stone. Okay. Anyway, so we'll get back to that in a second. Thursday, March 18th. Guess who I've got? Live with Sherry Tenpenny at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But guess where it's going to be? It's only going to be on Telegram, guys, because the things that we're going to talk about, okay, it can't go on Facebook. They'll just take me down, and that's it. And then you won't see it at all. But we'll be putting posts up so that you go to Telegram and watch it. Okay, everybody? That's it. Let me see. Upcoming courses. We talked about Mexico. Also, Kelowna, June 5th to 25th. I'll be doing my full 21-day course here. All right. And then, like I said, if you're interested in consultations, go to Doc of Detox. Top of the page, consultations. Click on there. My extension is 5. If you feel you want to talk to me or talk to one of my staff, 855-900-4544, extension 5. You can also get me on FaceTime at 250-801-0133. And you can also get me on WhatsApp, okay? And you can get me on Skype at DOC_OF_DETOX. Listen, if you call me and don't get me, give me your time zone. Give me the best time to call you back, and I'll do my best. I swear I will. And if you longer than 24 hours, call me again. You're never a bother, okay? Just sometimes you got to kind of squeeze in there, right? You got to squeeze in. You got to demand that you be heard, okay? When watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe below and make sure you click on the bell to enable notifications. If you want to know when my shows are on, then please, make sure that you get notified. So as soon as I come on, you can listen or not. All shows and our Q&As are time-stamped and put into YouTube. So if you had a question, you can go to YouTube and find it right away, okay? And also, if you want the audio version and you want to listen to it on your iPod or your phone, go to iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud. God bless everyone.
Oh, I got the Urban Farmer here.
Oh, okay.
Bring him up. There he is.
Okay, everybody. Go check him out if you want. We'll be here tomorrow with him, right?
That's right.
Okay. We're going deep into the ground. Okay. So God bless you, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. And just have the best day of your life. Let's see if you can walk around with a slight smile. And every store that you go in, okay, come in and then when they kick you out, they kick you out. But just leave smiles wherever you go in case I want to find you. Okay? God bless. And never forget, 3, 2, 1, you got this, Braveheart.
G'day, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. Do you know why you or your friends or your family are struggling with their health? Well, because they've never been given a strategy. And every time they go to see a health practitioner, whether it's medical or natural, all they're doing is getting Band-Aids. What if we were able to create a strategy that you could create the perfect day from the minute you woke up until you went to bed, and then we continue to guide and support you along your journey as you grow, your program grows. And what if you only paid one price, and you had unlimited support and guidance for the rest of your life? That's called the Perfect Day Consultation.
How would it feel to you? Better still, how would it change your life to be certified in the most powerful training in regards to the emotional and physical body? Whether you're coming to us to enhance your clinic, or for personal growth, or finally, to live your passion and purpose as a natural health practitioner, you are only limited by your beliefs, but that ends today. We will be holding this New World Practitioner certification in the amazing Casa del Agua facility, 15 minutes from Playa del Carmen in the beautiful Mayan Riviera of Mexico. Can't wait to see your smiling face.
Sage is by far the best teacher I have ever touched base with. I've done a lot of courses out there, a lot of programs, a lot of emotional work, mystery skills, but this really touches, it kind of bridges the emotion and the physical component together.
He's fun and he's thorough, and he doesn't, he's making sure that you know the techniques. And so when we walk away from this particular course, and we walk away, we feel confident, and he has given us that confidence.
I took my Touch for Health training in probably about 20 years ago. I also incorporate that into my practice, but it doesn't deal with the crystallization, inflammation, and calcification. So that's why I said that this is kind of the missing puzzle piece that I needed to help people get to their optimal health.
That's the moment where you leave and you become a complete professional in what you do and in your business. You leave with the ability to be a total professional at what you do.
You can deal with the emotions and let that go. Two, I can deal with the physical. But what we're doing with this non-surgical is you're combining the emotion and physical together.
And this is the component that now I can help others. And now I'm here, and I am trained, and I am certified, and I can take this, and I can help you.
Something about this spoke to me so true. The mind-body connection and being energy beings. It's profound, and I want to share it with others so that they can have the tools to feel this love and heal themselves.
And you as a practitioner or doctor will be that guide to help see them transform and help support them through their conflict resolution, I call it, or making peace with things that have been unresolved.
Give me a call. This is your time to shine. Just remember, all questions matter because your life matters. You matter. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.